So Jamal has talked to you about the GDPR, and now I'm going to talk to you about something called PECR. So what is PECR? PECR is the Privacy and Electronic Communications Regulations 2003. It implements the e-privacy directive into UK law, and just like the GDPR, it is derived from European law. Now, looking at the bigger picture, it's important to understand that PECR sits alongside the Data Protection Act and the GDPR. Also, something that might be interesting is the EU is currently in the process of replacing the e-privacy directive with a stronger regulation. But of course, they can't agree. Now, let's look at some of the areas that PECR covers. PECR does cover a lot of areas. However, a couple are more interesting and more relevant to us in our day-to-day lives. This includes marketing by electronic means, which includes marketing calls, texts, and emails. It also covers the use of cookies. Nope, not those that you eat. No, we're talking about those cookies, those little small text files that follow you around from a website to website, and they're trying to make you buy stuff. So, Regulation 22 of PECR sets out a number of rules that organizations must follow. One of these is called the soft opt-in rule. This means a company can send marketing to individuals if they are an existing customer who has bought a similar product in the past. However, they must be given a simple way to opt out both when their details were first collected and in every subsequent message. However, the rules are a little different if there is no existing relationship between the company or the individual. In this case, the company can only send electronic marketing if individuals have specifically consented to that marketing. In addition, the sender must not disguise or conceal their identity. The company must also provide a valid contact address so individuals can easily opt out or unsubscribe from unwanted marketing. Now, why does all this matter? Let's talk about the ICO, which is the UK's Data Protection Authority. If the ICO receives complaints regarding a company's electronic marketing practices, they may investigate the company's compliance with PECR. There are a number of penalties the ICO can enforce against companies who have breached PECR. These include criminal prosecution, non-criminal enforcement, and audit. In addition, the ICO may impose a monetary fine of up to £500,000. And this means that directors and trustees can be held individually responsible. Let's look at some of the previous action the ICO has taken under PECR. Coipo Laboratories Limited was fined £100,000 for the transmission of over 21 million, yeah that's right guys, million, unsolicited marketing messages without having valid consent. Hall & Hand Limited were fined £120,000 for nuisance texts, and CRDN Limited, that was a bit of a mouthful, were fined the maximum fine of £500,000 for making over 200 million nuisance calls. They've got a lot of time on their hands. Vote Leave, yep, them guys were fined £40,000, and that's Everything Everywhere, the UK's best 4G, but perhaps not the best practices, eh? They were fined £100,000. Now let's talk about compensation. Something we think is really important and wants to make you aware of today is Regulation 30 of PECR. This creates a right for compensation for anyone who has suffered damage because a company has breached PECR. Individuals can make a claim for compensation without involving the ICO and by going directly to the courts. So to summarize some of the key points I've discussed today, Regulation 22 of PECR creates a number of rules that organizations must comply with when sending electronic marketing, such as requiring specific consent and not concealing their identity. Also, the ICO may investigate a company upon receiving complaints relating to their electronic marketing practices, which include monetary fines. Finally, your right to compensation. Regulation 30 of PECR creates the right to compensation via the courts for anyone who has suffered damage because a company has breached PECR.